The CEO collapsed during a board meeting. Nobody saw anyone near his coffee. But here's the thing. His assistant had refilled it twice that morning. Which poison leaves no trace in standard toxicology tests for 48 hours? Options: ricin from castor beans, cyanide in liquid form, strychnine dissolved in water, arsenic trioxide powder. The correct answer is ricin from castor beans. Ricin breaks down gradually. Toxicology labs miss it early because it attacks cells over time. Other poisons flag immediately in standard screens. A gardener died 3 weeks after planting ornamental flowers. The coroner found nothing obvious. His wife. Shed bought him a new pair of gloves last week. What killed him slowly without appearing in his bloodstream tests? Options: thallium from contaminated soil, mercury vapor inhalation, lead acetate residue, selenium toxicity. The correct answer is thallium from contaminated soil. Thallium accumulates in tissues, not blood. Victims lose hair, suffer organ failure over weeks. Doctors misdiagnose it as illness until it's irreversible. The pianist complained of tremors, confusion, metallic taste. His doctor prescribed vitamins. But there's one detail. His new apartment had copper pipes installed. What was poisoning him invisibly? Options: copper acetate seeping into drinking water, carbon monoxide from faulty heating, radon gas accumulation, mold toxin exposure. The correct answer is copper acetate seeping into drinking water. Copper poisoning mimics neurological diseases. It builds up slowly in organs. Early symptoms look like stress or nutritional deficiency. Doctors miss it. The restaurant critic reviewed 5 restaurants in 1 week. Only the 4th victim died. Nobody suspected food poisoning because symptoms appeared 10 days later. What toxin has such a delayed effect? Options: latrodectus venom from spider eggs and produce, botulinum toxin type C, ergot alkaloids from contaminated grain, tetrodotoxin from shellfish. The correct answer is ergot alkaloids from contaminated grain. Ergot grows on rye and wheat. Causes gangrene and convulsions after 714 days. Victims seem fine initially. By the time illness hits. Sources forgotten. The chemist felt dizzy during her shift. She'd worked with solvents for years. But here's what nobody checked. Her new lab coat had been treated with a chemical compound. Which one caused her collapse? Options: dimethylformamide absorbed through skin, acetone vapor inhalation only, ethylene glycol contact, methanol in water vapor. The correct answer is dimethylformamide absorbed through skin. Dimethylformamide penetrates fabric and skin without obvious odor. It damages liver and kidneys silently. Workers think it's exhaustion. Then organs fail. The marathon runner trained for months. He collapsed at kilometer 30. His energy drink. Had been using it for 3 weeks. What natural supplement was hiding in those bottles? Options: concentrated monkshood alkaloid extract, high-dose caffeine only, ephedrine from ma huang, synephrine derivative. The correct answer is concentrated monkshood alkaloid extract. Monkshood looks like a harmless energy booster. It stops the heart gradually. Athletes blame it on overtraining. Coroners often miss it without specific testing. The antique dealer handled old paintings and furniture. He developed a persistent cough. Memory loss. His workshop was dusty but seemed normal. But wait. What was he really breathing in? Options: arsenic-based pigments from old paint, lead paint dust mainly, asbestos fibers from insulation, silica dust from wood. The correct answer is arsenic-based pigments from old paint. Vintage paintings used arsenic-laden greens and yellows. Dust from restoration work enters lungs. Causes cancer years later. Nobody connects hobbies to illness. The fisherman's hands turned numb. Then his lips. His wife noticed had been eating unusual shellfish from a local market. What biotoxin was concentrating in his nerves? Options: saxitoxin from harmful algal blooms, saguara from reef fish, histamine from spoilage, domoic acid from mussels. The correct answer is saxitoxin from harmful algal blooms. Saxitoxin blocks nerve signals. Victims feel paralysis creeping up. It's invisible to taste and smell. Doctors treat it as neurological disease until it's fatal. The pharmacist mixed medications for years. No symptoms at first. Then hair loss. Joint pain. His wedding ring felt tight. What occupational poison was he absorbing daily? Options: beryllium dust from tablet coating, chromium from pharmaceutical fillers, cadmium from capsule materials, nickel from equipment residue. The correct answer is beryllium dust from tablet coating. Beryllium causes chronic disease that worsens over years. Early signs mimic arthritis. Workers don't realize their workplace is toxic until permanent damage occurs. The librarian felt exhausted. Headaches worsened daily in the stacks. Her coworkers stayed fine. The rare book section. Recently renovated. What was specifically damaging her organs over weeks? Options: fumes from formaldehyde-treated old paper preservation, dust mites in old books alone, lead from old binding glue, mold spores only. The correct answer is fumes from formaldehyde-treated old paper preservation. Formaldehyde used in paper conservation releases slowly. Cumulative exposure damages respiratory and nervous systems. Symptoms look like allergies. Organ damage happens silently. The mansion chef collapsed during dinner service. His hands shook. His vision blurred. But the autopsy revealed something nobody caught for 3 days. What did the toxicologist find in his bloodstream? Options: cyanide from bitter almonds in the pantry, thallium. Slowly poisoning him over weeks, arsenic sprinkled on his food by a rival, mercury from old thermometers had broken. The correct answer is thallium. Slowly poisoning him over weeks. Thallium causes delayed symptoms: hair loss, tremors, vision problems appear days later. The chef worked with it in old equipment. Others noticed too late because it doesn't kill fast. A widow inherited her husband's estate. Had been getting sicker for months. She gave him tea every morning. The coroner almost ruled it natural causes. Then they tested the antique kettle. What was inside it? Options: strychnine crystals, copper oxide coating that flaked into liquid, lead from vintage enamel paint, ricin seeds crushed to powder. The correct answer is lead from vintage enamel paint. Old enamel kettles contain lead. Hot water dissolves it slowly. Chronic lead poisoning mimics age-related decline, confusion, weakness, tremors. The autopsy found it only after testing the kettle itself. The pharmaceutical executive dropped dead at his desk. His secretary brought him coffee every morning for 2 years. Nobody suspected poison until they checked the office plants. What killed him? Options: digitalis from oleander flowers in his office, organophosphate pesticides on the leaves, conian from hemlock planted in the pot, atropine from deadly nightshade under his desk. The correct answer is digitalis from oleander flowers in his office. Oleander leaves are lethal. They cause irregular heartbeat and collapse. The exec's weak heart seemed normal to everyone. His secretary had access to the plant daily. Cardiac symptoms appeared gradual. The painter's family noticed he was different, angry, paranoid. They thought stress. 6 months later, he couldn't move. The hospital found traces in his studio. What was he inhaling? Options: lead dust from old paint stripping, mercury vapor from antique mirror coating, cadmium from industrial spray paint, arsenic oxide in vintage pigments. The correct answer is mercury vapor from antique mirror coating. Mercury vapor causes tremors, mood swings, and delayed neurological collapse. Artists using old mirror backing techniques inhale it without protection. Symptoms take months to cluster into obvious poisoning. The gardener worked at 3 estates. He complained of stomach pain, weakness. By the time they tested him, his organs were failing. They found the culprit in his favorite lunch spot. What did he consume daily? Options: contaminated well water at the first estate, home-cooked meals laced with rat poison, shellfish from a polluted harbor market, mushrooms he foraged from contaminated soil. The correct answer is mushrooms he foraged from contaminated soil. Wild mushrooms accumulate heavy metals from poisoned earth. He picked the same varieties for months. Mushroom toxins build up slowly. Kidney and liver damage appeared sudden but developed over weeks. The businessman's wife prepared his meals. He felt exhausted, nauseous. His doctor said stress. But when they analyzed his hair during autopsy, they found layers of contamination. What had she added? Options: belladonna in his evening wine, antifreeze in his juice bottles, colchicine from crocus flowers, selenium powder on his breakfast cereal. The correct answer is selenium powder on his breakfast cereal. Selenium causes hair loss, weakness, and organ damage over months. Hair analysis reveals chronological poisoning. Each strand layer shows toxin levels. She sprinkled it slowly. Nobody noticed until he died. The athlete trained hard. His performance declined. Coaches blamed laziness. Medics found nothing obvious. Until toxicology showed liver damage that shouldn't exist. Where did the poison come from? Options: contaminated supplement powder from his locker, cleaning chemicals in the gym's water system, heavy metals in the equipment coating, industrial pesticide in the facility's food supplier. The correct answer is contaminated supplement powder from his locker. Counterfeit supplements contain heavy metals and aflatoxins. Athletes trust brands without testing. Liver damage accumulates silently. Performance drops gradually. Only autopsy revealed the supplement's lethal contamination. The elderly patient lived in a care home. Staff noticed confusion, tremors. They assumed dementia. But her lab work showed something strange. What was in the water pipes that nobody checked? Options: bacterial endotoxins from biofilm, copper corroded into the supply, lead from 1970s plumbing fixtures, algae toxins from stagnant tank water. The correct answer is lead from 1970s plumbing fixtures. Old copper pipes leach lead into warm water. The home's aging infrastructure poisoned residents slowly. Seniors show neurological decline that mimics Alzheimer's. Lead was the diagnosis. After she died, the chef opened a new restaurant. Staff got sick one by one. Management blamed food handling. But the real culprit came from something everyone overlooked. What contaminated the kitchen? Options: pesticide residue on imported vegetables, mold spores in the ventilation system, arsenic in the antique brass fixtures, nitrites from improperly stored cured meats. The correct answer is arsenic in the antique brass fixtures. Antique brass kitchen fixtures corrode and release arsenic. Hot water accelerates it. Chronic low-dose exposure causes nausea, weakness, digestive problems. Staff blamed themselves until lab work traced it to the sink faucet. The researcher complained of headaches for months. His colleagues thought overwork. His apartment test showed extreme levels of something invisible. What was seeping into his walls? Options: radon gas from basement cracks, carbon monoxide from faulty heating, formaldehyde from new insulation, phosphine gas from contaminated storage. The correct answer is radon gas from basement cracks. Radon is odorless, colorless, radioactive. It accumulates in basements and lower floors. It causes chronic headaches, fatigue, and eventual lung damage. He died before realizing the poison came from beneath his home.